Mr. Anderson.
Can you please state your first and last name and spell your last name?
Mitchell Schaeppi, Schaeppi.
And how are you employed?
As an investigator at the St. Croix County Sheriff's Office
How long have you worked in law enforcement?
since 2016.
And were you one of the investigators assigned to this case?
Yes,
Did you also respond to the scene on the day of the incident?
yes,
And at some point, were you alerted by other officers that a knife was located?
yes,
Did you respond to the area where it was located?
I did.
And can you just kind of tell the jury what you came upon?
Yep. So when I was notified of where the knife was located, me and my partner walked through the river back to the scene. When we got there, we noticed officers from the Richmond Police Department up on a ledge and pointed down to where a knife was in a muddy section of the shoreline. Just above that shoreline, there was sort of a wall that had dried dirt on it and some green moss. The knife was located, laying there closed on top of the muddy portion of the shoreline.
And were the officers who alerted you to it, were they still standing there at the scene where it was?
Yes,
And did it appear the knife was undisturbed, meaning no footprints leading up to it or anything like that?
correct.
And you said you took photos?
Yes,
Permission to approach? Showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 50. Can you just look through that and then identify what they are?
these are photographs of the knife and the area around the knife as I walked up to it.
Judge, I move to admit and publish.
Any objection to 50? No? Okay. 50.
I'm going to show them digitally. I'll let the clerk know when I'm ready. And just before we go into these, did you take pictures from different distances and also of around the area where the knife was?
Yes,
Okay, I'm ready. So what are we looking at in this photo?
that's a picture from me out in the water. As you can see, the officers from the Richmond Police Department are up there, and that's the overall area of where the knife was located.
I'm going to zoom in and see if you can see the knife in this photo, just for context on the location. Is that it right there?
Yes,
The branch on the zoomed out picture is almost pointing to it.
correct.
And what are we looking at here?
Just a different angle of the knife itself and the area around it.
This photo?
This photo is to show the undisturbed nature of the sand.
Same thing, other direction?
Correct.
What's this photo?
It's a photo of the knife.
What are you trying to document here?
In that photo, I'm trying to show the vertical facing wall and how the dirt on there is not dry and the green moss that was on the knife as it was laying there.
And now I'm back at, for the record, the digital file, and this one ends 1938-46. Can you elaborate on that while looking at this photo?
Yes. So as you see, the knife here is what I observed is the dirt on top what I believe to be dry dirt, different than what's wet on the bottom below it. When that, I concluded to believe that the knife was tossed or placed up against the back wall before it fell there.
The dirt the knife is sitting on, was that, and that's a hypothesis, you don't actually know that, fair?
Correct.
But the dirt it's on is wet, is that fair?
Yes.
The bank behind it was dry?
Yes.
I just want to make sure I'm understanding. So it's kind of hard to see terrain in photos, agreed?
Yes.
So, obviously not to scale or anything like that, but if this is the river, can you just, is this what kind of the, why don't you describe it for the jury?
Yeah. So if this was the water, the river, where the knife was located would be right here on the washout. The vertical rock wall that I was just trying to describe was right here, and this is where the officers from the Richmond Police Department were standing, up top.
Okay. And can we have the screen back, please? Close up of the knife.
Correct.
Then, is that you holding it?
I don't know if that's me or Deputy Kelly at the time.
That's actually probably not you, huh, given where it's coming from.
Correct.
All right. And was the knife, you can mute it. Was the knife secured, was the knife secured as evidence?
Yes.
How did that happen?
I provided the knife to Deputy Bolt, who was up top. He put it in a paper bag and walked the knife back to land to the evidence collection point and secured in a vehicle.
And who was the evidence tech for this case?
Deputy Kelly.
Permission to approach?
Yes.
I'm handing what's been marked as Exhibit 64. What is that?
It's a list of the evidence collected in this case.
And is this knife on that list?
Yes.
And how, do you use some sort of numbering system to differentiate between evidence items?
Yes.
What evidence number is the knife?
Number 10.
Okay. Judge, I'll offer 64.
Any objection to 64?
No.
The exhibit's received.
Permission to approach?
Yes.
Actually, I need a sticker. Yeah. All right. Manny, what's been marked for the case is Exhibit 4. What is that?
This is a box containing article number 10, which is the knife.
Can you open it up for me? You can put on gloves. Judge, while he's doing that, I'll move to admit Exhibit 10 and publish on the Elmo.
Exhibit 10 is body cam.
Exhibit 4, sorry, evidence item 10.
Any objection to Exhibit 4?
Once he opens it and it's confirmed, no.
Okay, let's wait.
Is it sealed all around with evidence tape?
Yes. That is article number 10, the knife.
Can you,
Objection to its admission?
No.
All right. Exhibit 4 is received.
are you able to take it out of the box?
Yes.
Can you bring it over and set it under the Elmo here? Can you open the blade also? Thank you. You can put it back in the box. I don't have anything else, Judge.
Mr. Trofasi?
Thank you. Investigator, did you have an opportunity to watch the video of the incident?
Yes.
Have you seen that?
Yes.
Okay, so to be fair, on the video, you see Mr. Mew walking in the direction.
Judge, object, can we approach?
Yes. Objection overruled. You may answer.
So investigator, it's Schaeppi? You tell me.
Schaeppi. Yeah.
So you said you've seen the video. On the video, do you see on the video where Mr. Mew walks over toward the area where the knife is found and then walks kind of away from that area?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to ask you, if I can, about another part of the investigation that you did, okay?
Okay.
You are an investigator, right?
Yes.
Do you also do forensic downloads of cell phones?
No.
Do you collect those cell phones to be forensically downloaded?
Yes.
Okay. And can I ask you on September 2nd of 2022, do you remember being brought into a meeting with Investigator Williams and Madison Cohen and her mother? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Did you write a report on that?
I did.
Okay. And there was, in terms of what you recall, there was a hope of trying to locate a potential photo of Madison Cohen on her cell phone, right?
Yes.
All right. And if you recall, there was a question on whether that could be done because Ms. Cohen had told you that it was deleted, right?
Correct.
Okay, so she had said, I've taken my phone and I've deleted that off of my phone.
Yes.
Okay. Do you, as you know what type of case it is in September, right?
Yes.
Do you ask her at all, why would you delete you're the alleged victim of a crime, why would you delete the picture in a case like this? Do you ask her that?
I don't recall.
If you would have asked her, would that be in a report that you prepared?
It should. Yes.
And she's with her mother in this interview room, right?
Correct.
Okay. And once she says, meaning Ms. Cohen, once she says that it's deleted, you explain to her that there's potential ways to recover information that's been deleted off of a phone, right?
Yes.
And you explain to her that there can be what is known as a forensic download of a phone, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what that would be, kind of in layman's terms, is whether it's your department or some law enforcement department, has the ability to kind of go through someone's phone, finding information that the user believes they've deleted off of the phone, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you explained to Ms. Cohen that it was possible, if she would provide her phone, for your department to do that forensic download, right?
Yes.
Okay. You ask permission for the phone to do that, and she provides you permission. Is that true?
Correct.
You review the download of that phone. True?
Yes.
Your review of that download, and let me ask you this, you really try to you tell her, and you want to narrow the time frame that we're dealing with here, right?
Correct.
Okay, so there might be, somebody might have 10,000 photos, but the forensic download can narrow it down to a specific day, right? You can search for a specific day, right?
Through the entirety of the download, yes.
Okay. And you've reviewed the forensic download information, and would you agree?
I guess I'd just object on, I don't think that's been asked yet.
Well,
Well, let's get the question out first.
okay. Would you agree your report indicates, I did not observe any photographs that appear to be taken of Madison's injuries during the time frame?
Correct.
Okay. So based on the information that you have, it wasn't deleted, right?
Object on foundation, speculation. Can we approach?
Yes. Objection sustained. On foundation. Next question.
Thank you, Judge. So investigator, in terms of what you did, in terms of it says your review of the download, can you explain what you did in that regard?
Yes, sir. So I don't have any part in physically downloading the phones. I don't have training for that. However, I'm able to review what a person that is trained on that, downloading the data that's in there.
And what does that consist of?
Can consist of photographs, call logs, social media accounts, text messages, etc.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to make this quick and get rid of the stuff that doesn't matter. So when you're looking at this download, are you seeing photographs that you're not interested in?
There may have been in the consented time frame that Ms. Cohen had given me, but I'm looking for specific photographs of our conversation.
Okay, and that was, to be fair, that was in reference to these injuries that she said she had documented, right?
Correct.
Okay. And is there information provided in this, I'm gonna call it download report, is that fair? Is it like a download report?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there information in that download report as to whether or not, in this particular case, there were other deleted, I'm not interested in what they were, but other deleted pictures?
I don't recall if there were other deleted pictures in the consented time frame of what I was looking at.
Does this report, so this report indicated to you, or what was in this report is, there's no photographs that appeared to be taken from the injuries during that time frame, right?
Correct.
Is there information in there as to whether or not there were any, you don't know if there were any deleted photos from that time frame?
Correct. I do not recall.
Do you know, based on your training and experience, whether or not deleted photos can be recovered?
I don't have the Celebrite training, but in my experience, I know that sometimes deleted photos and messages may be recovered in a download.
Okay. Do you recall speaking with Madison Cohen and her mother about this injury that she said she had?
I recall the meeting, yes.
Okay. And the meeting is recorded, is it not?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask if you remember. If you don't, I can show the video. Do you remember Miss Cohen's mother directing a point on her face where she said she saw the injuries?
I recall that instant, yes.
Okay. And what she recalled, to the best of your recollection, is she was pointing to the left side of her face, correct?
I don't recall that, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just so I have it clear, investigator, you don't have a recollection, if I heard you correctly, of where Miss Cohen's mother pointed on her own face that she saw the injury to Miss Cohen. Is that fair?
Correct.
Okay. Just show that. That's it. Investigator, if I show you a still photograph, it's a still of the video interview, might that help refresh your recollection as to where Madison Cohen's mother said that this occurred on?
Yes.
Can you see that?
Again,
Okay. I can't see it that good. You'd agree that in that photograph she appears to be pointing to the left side of her face, right?
correct.
Okay. No other questions. Thank you for your time.
Mr. Anderson?
Did Madison's mother confirm she saw some sort of injury on Madison?
I don't recall.
If she's pointing to the face, is that what she's been doing?
That picture, she was either pointing, scratching, it was on the left side of her face. Yeah.
Oh, you don't even know what the context of that is, just from that still shot?
I mean, no, but
Okay. So, Madison, the forensic download, was it just photos, or was it the whole cell phone, text messages, photos, everything anyone has personal on a cell phone?
in my experience, that's what a forensic download is the entirety of the phone.
And you didn't do a search warrant, she gave you consent for that?
Correct.
Nothing else?
Mr. Troffesy?
You told her you could get a search warrant, though, right?
I explained I could apply for a search warrant.
That's all.
All right. Thank you. Investigator, you may step down.
You want this trash?
I'm sorry?
I just.
Mr. Anderson, who is the next witness?